because I'm going to need that this morning. We want to continue to pray for Pastor Linda as she brings the word this morning at her pastor's church in Maine. It's Christian Life Church, and her pastor, Ron Satrapi. She's been there since Thursday, and they had downpour Friday night, and she's bringing the word twice this morning. So continue to pray for her. Continue to pray for her safe travels back home also. I've got to thank Pastor for having confidence in me to bring God's word. So, and thank everyone that's here this morning that's praying with me and that's praying for me. I am soliciting all prayers this morning. So I thank God for that. I want to just go right into it real quick. I got a quick story to tell, and it's about an associate of mine at work. He was telling me when he was a teacher how he would be more inclined to help the students that were more attentive in his class, always raising their hand, ready to answer questions, ready to go to the board to do work, to work out problems, versus the know-it-alls, the ones that didn't think they had to participate during class because they were better than everyone else. The ones that were, pick me, may not have been the smartest kids in the class, but they were willing to give it a try. They were open and available to do whatever the teacher would ask them to do. So that brings me to my topic. And me and a couple of my brothers, we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. And it's availability versus ability. Or send me, I'll go. Or for the kids, pick me. Those are the type of people that we should be in Christ. Pick me, God, pick me. What is it that you want me to do? Okay, I'm there. So that is where God wants us to be. That's what God is looking for. In 1 Corinthians chapter 1, 26 to 28, it states, just look at your calling. Look at your own calling, believers. Not many of you were considered wise according to the human standards. Not many powerful or influential. Not many of high and noble birth. But God has selected for his purpose the foolish things of the word to shame the wise, revealing their ignorance. And God has selected for his purpose the weak things of the world to shame the things which are strong, revealing their frailty. God has selected for his purpose the insignificant, base things of the world, and the things that are despised and treated with contempt, even the things that are nothing, so that he might reduce nothing the things that are. So it's not that he's looking for us to know all the answers, to have all the answers. He's looking for us to be available. So I got to ask you, how many people I have in here this morning that were thought to be nothing or insignificant? How many people was told that they wouldn't be anything? How many people were told growing up, you're not like this person, you're not like that person, you're not this smart, you won't have that job, you won't have this? Those are the people that's God looking for. He's looking for those people to show up, because we know if we do the things that God tells us to do, he will get the glory in that. He will get the glory in that. So I bless God for that. I'm also here to tell you that devil is a liar. So for any of us that went through that growing up, that devil is a liar. First Peter, I'm going to have you go to 1 Peter 2 and 9. And it says, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a consecrated nation, a special people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellences, the wonderful deeds and virtues and perfections of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So for all of us that was in that state, for all of us that thought we wasn't going to be anything, for all of us that were told we wasn't going to be anything, God set us there for a reason. He set us there for a reason, for us to be used through him and in him. Ephesians 2 and 10 says, you are the workmanship of God, his own masterwork, a work of art, created in Christ Jesus, reborn from above, spiritually transformed, renewed, ready to be used for good works, which God prepared I want to stop real quick. And it says a work of art. Who ever thought of themselves as a work of art? You know, if you take a look at a work of art and they say, oh, no, that's an original right there. That's an original. You know, that's an original masterpiece. No, that can't be duplicated. That's an original. We all are original. We all are works of art in Christ. So what we should do is walk like we are works of art. Walk like you're somebody because you are. God made us special. God made us different for that reason. You are works of art. So treat yourself like that and know that you are works of art. I'm going to continue on, which God prepared for us beforehand, taking paths which he set, so that we would walk in them, living the good life which he prearranged and made ready for us. Isn't it good to know that God created us to do his work? I mean, that's what he created us to do his work. And the thing about it is, he's already laid out the floor plan. He's already laid it out. We don't even have to think about it. God, what is it that you want me to do? Go where? Turn left? Okay. Turn right? All right. Now, I don't know about y'all. I consider myself, when it comes up to doing what God wants me to do, I call it dumb faith, because I don't want to have to think about it. I don't have to think about it when God tells me what to do, and I'm more inclined to do it when I don't have to think about it, because if I have to think about it, then I'm trying to figure it out. Well, what you want me to do? How you want me to do it? How to figure that out? No, just do it. Just do a thing. God tell you to do it, just do it. It'll work out. Ain't that right? It'll work out. Just do a thing. He's already laid out the floor plan for us. God pretty much says, hey, Cardell, I created you to do X, Y, Z. And by the way, this is how I need you to do it. You ain't even got to think about it. I got you. That's what he's telling me. I got you. Just do it. But sometimes it's too simple. It's too simple for us. And that's where we get caught up at, because it's like, God, just do that? There's no more to it? No, just do this. So that's what we should do. How many of y'all know God doesn't care about our abilities? He's not concerned with how well you talk, how many degrees you have, or how many titles you got before or after your name. He don't care about Reverend Dr. Joe Avery, MD, PhD, Esquire. He don't care about any of that. All he wants to know is that you're available to be used. So there's a couple of things I'm going to talk about this morning that God's given me about being available to him and for him through some folks in the Bible. The first thing he gave me, and really the only thing, but there are a couple of other points, is obedience. He gave me obedience. Genesis 12, 1 through 3. And the word states, now in Haran, the Lord had said to Abram, go away from your country and from your relatives and from your father's house to the land which I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you abundantly and make your name great, exalted, distinguished. And you shall be a blessing, a source of great good to others. And I will do good for, benefit those who bless you, and I will curse, that is, subject to my wrath and judgment, the one who curses, despises, dishonors, and has contempt for you. And in you all the families, nations of the earth will be blessed. Genesis 12 and 4 said, the word says, so Abram departed in faithful obedience, as the word had directed him. Abram didn't ask any questions. He didn't try to figure it out. Verse 3, God finished it up, told him what he was going to do. Verse 4, Abram left. That's it. End of it. God said it, that settles it. That's what he did. So, church, all we need is just a little obedience. If we were more obedient, we may not face some of the hardships we cross sometimes. Just saying, sometimes those rough times are self-inflicted, and we want to give the devil credit for it. and he minded his own self business. So I'm going to move on. 5 years ago, I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about our testimony. 5 years ago, our lives were changed. God moved us out here in a month's notice. And when he did it, I said, whatever you tell me to say, no matter how you tell me to say it, how it sounds, I'll do it. I'll say it. And I said that to God because I missed out on so many opportunities back home when he put a word in me or he put an action in me and I didn't do it. And so now it's like I'm trying to play makeup with God. I'm going to do it this time, God. I got you. I'm going to do it. Yeah, let me tell you something. If you ever call yourself trying to make a deal with God about being his witness and about sharing his word, he will gladly accept it. And he going to make sure that you are true to it. He has used me so much during these past 5 years that I'm just like people coming out of nowhere. I was sharing in leadership this morning about a young lady at my job, and she has been challenging me for the past, I don't know how long, every day coming for a word. And I'm like, God, you are really real. I'm a jokester, and I often tell them, you funny. You real funny, God. You really making me a man of my word. But I bless God for it. I bless God that he's making me a man of my word, and I bless God even more that I am being a man of my word, that I'm not reneging on him and saying, well, I know that's what I told you, but, you just need to slow down. You just got too many people coming to me. I'm doing that, and I'm about God's business, so I bless God for that. Back home, I was part of a male chorus, and we would sing a song by the Canton Spirituals called Send Me, I'll Go. I ain't going to sing it for y'all this morning, so don't get happy. But the first verse would say, Lord, I'll go if I have to go by myself. If my mother don't go, if my father don't go, if my sister don't go, nor my brother don't go, Lord, I'll go if I have to go by myself. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to understand. If we just be about God's business, we be obedient, everything's going to work out. Now, you have to be willing to go and be about his business. So let's get back to Abraham. We all know how the story goes. Abraham is going on about his way. He did tell a couple of untruths along the way because he was scared for his life. He tried to help God out with him having the promised child, but still at the end of the day, God's word still stood firm. Although Abraham had some mental hiccups along his path, he is still known to us as the father of faith. In the midst of all of that, in the midst of all of his mistakes, in the midst of him telling his wife, you my sister this time, you my sister because they're going to kill me. In the midst of all of that, he's still considered the father of faith. God knew Abraham's heart, and he blessed him up to his death. And he's still blessing Abraham's descendants even today through Christ Jesus. I don't know about you, but I'm blessed all day, every day. I want you to understand we will get it right. We won't get it right every day. We won't. We're human. But if we stay the course and we be obedient to what God has for us, then he's got even more in store for us. The second thing is God don't care about your excuses. He don't care about your inabilities. Neither should you. Don't worry about what you can't do or what you think you can't do or what you think you can't say. Just accept the call. Just accept the call. God's with you. God's got it for you. Whatever it is that he needs you to do, guess what? It's already in you. So you don't have to ask for it. If he called you to do it, he's already prepared you to do it. He's already put it in you to do it. All through through Exodus chapter 3 and 4, Moses is trying to come up with all kinds of excuses of why he's not the right person for the job. God told him, it's you, and he arguing with God. No, ain't me. No, I ain't the one. I ain't your man. This God talking to him now. God personally, not through nobody else. No, he had a personal relationship with God. God said, Moses, you it. Tag, you it. Moses said, nuh-uh. No, not me. Yes, Moses, this is God talking. If you don't remember, this is God. You it. No. I ain't, no. Moses, just do it. Exodus 3 and 11, Moses asked God, why me? What makes you think that I can do this? What makes you think I can go to Pharaoh? Exodus 3 and 13, Moses again. What if they ask me what your name is? I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what should I tell them who you are? What's your name? Exodus 4 and 1 again. Moses, they ain't going to trust me. I can't. They ain't going to trust me. They ain't going to trust me. Now, I know we just learned about obedience with Abraham, but Lord have mercy. Moses, he was trying super hard not to be the chosen one. I don't know if y'all ever watched the movie Matrix, but in that movie, Keanu Reeves was considered the one. He was considered the chosen one. Moses was like, you can pass that on to somebody else. I don't want it. No excuse can and never will outweigh what God has put in place for you. No excuse. It's yours. It's yours. Stop fighting with him. It's yours. You can't make him go against his word. If it's something that he said is yours, guess what? It's yours, baby. It is yours. So God answers Moses, and he says, I'll be with you. That'll be proof I sent you. If they want to know what's my name, tell them I am sent you. Verse 15, chapter 3, God continues with Moses because they're going back and forth in this argument. This is what you're to say to the Israelites. God, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob sent me to you. This has always been my name, and this is how I always will be known. They won't trust you, Moses? Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a staff, and I'm going to turn it into a snake. You're going to pick it up. It's going to turn back into a staff. I'm going to make your hand leprous. Then I'm going to heal it right back. And if those aren't good enough, I'm going to have you scoop out a cup of water, pour it on the ground, and it's going to turn into blood. How much more you need, Moses? How much more? Now, you would have thought after all of that, Moses would have been, all right, God, I got you. Nope. Moses still. Exodus 4 and 10. Here you go. I don't speak well. I stutter and stumble over my words and stuff. I'm not going to be able to do that. Because don't you see I got a speech impediment? I can't be the one. I'm not able to do it. I don't speak well. I'm not well versed. Come on. God got to give me an answer for that. In 11, who you think made your mouth? Okay. God told him, who you think made your mouth? That would have shut me up right there. I bet God was like, Moses, get on there. Don't just do what I told you to do. Moses is like, nah, man, I just can't do it. So I'm here to tell you, I'm talking to myself too. Just do what God is telling you to do and stop going back and forth with him. Moses probably could have done half of the stuff God wanted him to do if he had just done it to start off with. He doing all this fighting. The children of Israel probably could have been halfway through bondage and in the wilderness if he would have just went ahead and did it. No, he sat there and was going back and forth. So Moses still ended up doing what God told him to do, but it wasn't easy. God caused Pharaoh's heart to be hardened until a series of unlikely events Pharaoh wasn't ready for. In the midst of all of that, God gave Moses instructions of what to do and or say. In the end, the Israelites were let go with all kinds of silver and gold and clothing, and they started their 40-year journey. Now, it trips me out how Moses didn't want to do what God asked him to do or told him to do. And then when he finally committed to doing it, God told him, all right, go to Pharaoh. But guess what? Wink, wink. He ain't going to do it. I look at that and say, Moses, he was trying to show you a mirror. Just like you didn't want to do it, Pharaoh ain't going to want to do it either. I'm like, man, God really? He called him out on that one. So I say to you, if God's given you something to do, he'll give you the provisions to accomplish whatever he's commanded you to do. You just got to do it. You just got to be ready to do it. You just got to be available to do it. Don't worry about what you think you can't do. God's got it. Don't worry about that you think that someone else is better at this. You know, no, I think they're a better fit. You know, no, you can't be me. No, ain't nobody gonna look at me. If I get to talking like that, who am I? And that's what we say often. Who am I? Who am I the one to do something like that? But don't forget, God chooses the foolish. He chooses the foolish to confound the wise. So he's going to use you no matter what. That's how we know it's God. And that's how those that think that they're the ones will know that it's God too. So just be about God's business. Last thing, God don't care about what you look like. Okay, well, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. I'm not saying that you shouldn't look like you're somebody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you should look like who did it and why. We should represent ourselves in the best way because we are followers of Christ. I mean, if you call yourself blessed, then at least look like you're blessed. I mean, yeah, walk with your head up. Act like you're somebody. Back home, the old folks say, act like you got some business about yourself. I may not have $1 million, but I'm going to walk like I got 10 million. You got to be about who you are. You got to have that confidence that God has given us, that he's put in us, because we are a new creature, because we are a new creation. What I'm getting at is that God isn't concerned about your stature. God chooses to use whomever he so pleases to. He don't care if you're tall, dark, and handsome, and he don't care if you got olive skin with flowing strawberry blonde hair. It don't matter. Doesn't matter. God is going to use who he wants to use. In 1 Samuel 16:7, the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees, for man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. See, during this time, they were going to find out who was going to be the next king after Saul. And the Lord led Samuel to Jesse's house. Jesse had 8 boys. And Jesse thought it was going to be one of those older 7, because he went from the eldest all the way down to number 7. And we ain't got to number 8 yet. He went from 1 to 7. He looked at him. Looks good. Yeah, looks like he should be the king. Strong, muscular build. Look at his chin. It's square. Yeah, that's king material right there. Yeah, that's it. That's king material. No, that ain't one. Well, hold on. Let me go to my next son. And let me go to my next. And let me go to my next. He goes 7 down. Ain't even thinking about David. He stopped at 7. Well, that's it. He ain't even brought up David. Samuel had to ask him, you don't have any more sons? Because this is where the Lord sent me. And Jesse's like, yeah, I do. He ain't about nothing, though. He ain't built like them. I don't know where he come from. He ain't got their blood. He ain't got my blood in him. But how many know 7 represents completeness? He stopped at 7. But Jesse's 8th son, number 8. Number 8 represents a new creation or a new beginning. David stepped on the scene. Bam! Number 8's here. What's going on? How many number 8s I got in here? I know I'm a number 8. I'm a new beginning. I'm a new creation. Now, my dad has 3 other sons, but guess what? I'm going to claim that I'm the one. That's just me personally. The other ones may differ, but that's all right. In verse 12, the word says, so Jesse sent word. That means David wasn't even at the house. He sent word and brought him in. Now, he had a ruddy complexion. He was a little reddish. The word says, with beautiful eyes and a handsome appearance. I'm like, okay, ruddy complexion, beautiful eyes, and handsome appearance. Maybe he looked like one of them boy band boys, you know. He really ain't got no muscle definition, you know. He's 17, but he looked like he 12. You know, he just there. He's a cute little boy. Look at him. He looks so cute. And I'm like, Lord, why you had to remind us what David looked like? Because it's in there. I'm like, He put it in there to remind us about verse 7. Appearance didn't matter. But also he put it in there because David didn't have the typical looks of a king. That's why he had to remind us in verse 12 that David was so cute. He don't look like a king. Look at him. He just a little shepherd boy. Just a little shepherd boy. You know, but he can't do nothing. Don't forget about the word. God uses the foolish and the weak things to shame the so-called wise and strong. Verse 13 says, then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed David in the presence of his brothers. That was strong for me. Because where they thought that they were the one, God had to show all of them. It's not y'all. It's not y'all. Y'all not the one. He put him in front of the very ones that thought that they were qualified for the job. God will put you in front of those that thought that they was the ones qualified for the job or for the position or for the promotion. It don't matter if that person on your job got a degree. It don't matter if they've been on the job longer than you. All that matters is God's got your back. And he's going to do it for you. God said the job is yours. There's not another applicant, the hiring manager, or a piece of paper that can take it away from you. God will create a position for you just to show everybody, yeah, you thought you was better. No, hold on. How many people skip the line during lunch to get their line first? He gonna skip the line. No, hold on. I'm gonna go first. God will say, no, I need you to. Betsy, you need to move out the way. Susie, you need to move out the way. Johnny, you not gonna move? Well, how about this? I'll move you. You fired. You move out the way, cause my son, my daughter, that's their position. That's theirs. You don't want to move? Okay, all right. I gave you fair warning. You better praise and you better bless them. You better pray that I put you somewhere so they can get your position. If not, I will move you out the way and put my son or my daughter there. God has it. God will cause people to be reassigned. God will cause people to go the other way. God will cause people to say, I don't know what it is about. How many people have ever been told, I don't know what it is about you? I don't know what it is about you, but it's something about you. It's something. Yeah, it's something, all right. Yeah. Sooner or later, I'm going to tell you what that something is. As soon as I get in this spot, I'm going to be able to tell you what that something is. Part of my testimony of us coming out here, it actually involved my job. I had applied for the same position about 3 or 4 times back home. And every time I applied for it, it was one excuse after another. I went into the interview, did the same thing that I did every time. Maybe switched up some stuff, maybe told a little bit more about me. No, you ain't the one. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, and that ain't even in my notes, I was told that I didn't articulate well. And I said, don't articulate well. That's pretty awesome, Mr. Manager, because right now I'm a trainer. As a matter of fact, I'm the second person anybody that comes off of the street see before they even know who their supervisor are. So that means to tell me that you're going to put me in front of new hires off the street, that you've sent me to Philadelphia to teach a class, that you've sent me to Louisville, Kentucky to learn some more stuff. Matter of fact, I've been traveling so much on the company that I'm the only trainer with a company Amex. And the facility manager looked at me like I was crazy. How you get that? My father. Don't worry about it. He got me. And you tell me that I don't articulate well. Okay. Gotcha. We done? Thank you. I'm going to move on. And then they messed up. Sent me to Texas. Worst mistake they ever could have done. I get to the Carpel office, and I'm there for 30 days. 30 days. Now, I've been with the company for 7 years now, 5, 6 years. And I go to another location for 30 days, and they say, something about you. Don't know what it is, but it's something about you. We got this position available. Really? What is it? The one that you've been applying for 3 and 4 times back home? It's the same position. You should apply for it. Don't know about that. Didn't think I'd be moving over 1,000 miles to get a position. Don't know about that, God. We gon' can't leave the family. Never been away from mama and them. And then you telling me over 1,000 miles? Baby, what you think about that? And I flew her out here after 2 weeks. And she get to looking. This is nice. I'm riding and I look at her and I'm like, oh, Lord, what you saying to her? Because I know you're saying something. I know you saying something to that one right there. Oh, boy. What you think, babe? Oh, I think you should do it. Okay. So I'm going to put in this application, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Before I put the application in, I hadn't already talked to the facility manager and the hiring manager. When God do things, sometimes he do things backwards, just for you not to understand. I'm sitting in the facility manager's office, sitting down talking to him, we just having a casual conversation, just this, that, and the other, carrying on. And the last thing that came out of his mouth was, well, you know, if Doug approves you, then we don't need to have another conversation. And I'm like, approve me for what? What you talking about? So I'm like, oh, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I go talk to Doug, who is still my current manager. He can't leave me. I'm trying to get rid of him. He just won't leave me. So I go talk to him, and he's a Georgia boy too. And I sit down, and we begin a casual conversation. And we're talking, and I don't even know what I'm saying. But he's looking at me like, and I'm still talking, we still having a conversation. And he says to me, you done any research on me? And I'm like, no, sir, I barely know your name. But he said, because you are saying everything that I represent. You are saying everything that I believe in. I even gave him a quote from Martin Luther King about if you're going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper there is. He was like, no, ain't no way, no. So I'm like, okay, all right, I don't know what's going on, but, you know, we just still talking. He picks up the phone, and he puts it back down, and he says, well, all right, our casual conversation just became a formal interview. I got the spirit of Moses in me, did. Huh? So we continued to talk. We wrapped it up. Then I went and applied for the position online. Well, the funny thing about it is, y'all know that manager back home, I knew it wasn't going to go over with her. I even called my wife. So, you know, when I put this in, she ain't gonna let this rest. So I put in the application, and sure enough, the next morning, I get an email. You are not qualified for this position. Okay? You do realize it's the same position that I was qualified for to at least apply for back home. But now you're telling me that I'm not even qualified for it? And I don't have a history of going off, but I went off that morning. And luckily I went off to my wife. See, I told you she wasn't going to do it. I told you she wasn't going to let this rest. Calm down. All right. What? Because I told you it wasn't going to go over well. Just sit back down, email her back, and tell her all your qualifications and the reason why you are qualified for it. Now, I shouldn't have to do this because obviously if I was qualified to at least apply for the positions back home, why am I not qualified for the exact same position here? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to email her back, give her all my reasons why I'm qualified for it, and we're going to see what's going to happen. I do the email, send it off, and that's when you know you done pushed the enemy's button because she didn't respond to the email. She didn't say, yeah, you right. She couldn't live up to that. But all of a sudden, I got an automated email saying that you just been approved for this position. I'm saying, that's fine. You ain't got to tell me that I'm right and you wrong, devil. But as long as you push the button to get me where, as long as you push that button that said approve, that's all that matters. Because you had to. You couldn't. I'm pretty sure if I was in her office, a fly on the wall, I'm pretty sure she was like, ooh, I can't believe I'm doing this. You ain't got no choice. My daddy gonna make you do it. You gotta know, no matter how much the enemy come up against you, no matter how much he try to fight you and tell you something not yours, he ain't got the last say so. Our Father in heaven has the last say so. The devil can't deny you from nothing. He can delay you, but he can't deny you. He got to go to your Father to say, hey, do you mind if I mess with him for a little bit? Do you mind if I just push his buttons a little bit? And it's up to our Father in heaven to say, yeah, this time, go on and waste your time. Because that's all he do with the enemy. Devil, when you going to get tired of messing with my people? When you going to get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again? But if you want to waste your time, because that's all you got to do is waste your time, then so be it. Go right on ahead and do it. He did it with Job. God, do you mind if I go and go touch Job and mess with Job? Sure, go ahead. But you do know at the end of all them chapters in Job that you gon' lose. And Job gonna come out better than he was before you touched him. So I like to invite the devil in. Devil, you wanna mess with me? Come on, hit me with your best shot. Cause when he hit me with his best shot, I ain't gotta fight back. All I do is say, Daddy, get him. He hit me. Daddy, get him. He picking on me. And that's when my God says, he steps on the scene. I see you've been messing with my children. Let me talk to you for a little bit. Now, because you've been messing with them, because you thought that they weren't going to get what they have, I'm going to show you up. I'm going to give them double for their trouble. That's what I'm going to do for them. I'm going to bless them above and beyond what they thought they was going to have. When you thought you was going to have a 2-bedroom apartment, God going to bless you with a 4-bedroom house. When you thought you was going to be riding in a little 2-door scoop, God going to bless you with a 4-door sedan. That's how God is. That's what he does. He has the best for us. So don't worry about your trouble. Don't worry about the enemy telling you what you can or cannot have. If he tell you what you can't have, all you got to say is, devil, you a liar. So because you said I can't have something, that means there must be something greater out there for me. Oh, this car ain't for me. Oh, that means it must be a better one for me. Oh, I got denied on this loan. Oh, it must be a bigger loan that I'm going to have. Oh, you think I can't have that house? Oh, that's because he's got the house on top of the hill for me. Because he want to show everybody who I belongs to. He want to show everybody that's my son. That's my daughter. Play with him if you want to. Mess with him if you want to. I got something for you. Ooh, that wasn't even on the paper. But I bless God for it. Church, stay committed. Stay available. Don't worry about what you can't do. Don't worry about the things that you can do. Stay available. Stay available. Do what God have you to do. Be about his business. I want to finish wrapping up about David. His brothers weren't excited. The enemy's not going to be excited. Okay? Your haters aren't going to be excited when you jump the line. Go out there and be about God's business. David killed Goliath. He received great riches. He received Saul's daughter in marriage and made his father's house free from taxes. And after Saul was killed, David took his rightful position as king over Judah. So just do what it is God tell you to do. He'll move those out of your way. Understand, make your haters your motivators. Those that's hating on you, it's not you that they hating on. It's not you. It's not personal. It's personal for them. It's personal for them because they see something in you that unfortunately they don't have. And because they don't have it, they don't understand it. Now, I don't like you. Because why you don't, I don't know. But I just don't like them. Look at them. Look, they think they somebody. Yes, I am. I am somebody. I'm the child of the Most High. I am somebody. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for reminding me. Don't forget where you come from. You used to be. Yes, I used to be. And I'm trying so hard to forget where I came from because I don't want to go back that way. Yesterday, I was sharing with me and a couple of brothers. We went out for breakfast, and we were sharing some of our testimonies, and I was sharing the things that I used to do. And I look back and I say, God, thank you for delivering me from that. Because I was headed down the wrong path fast. Thank you for delivering me from that. Thank you for just being there when I didn't know you were there. Thank you for all the late nights praying, Lord, if you just get me home this time, I won't do it again. I won't do it again. Just get me home. And next weekend, guess what? You do it again. Thank you for just delivering me from that, because I don't want to go back there. And it's not that I'm forgetting where I came from. I'm focused on my future. I'm focused on what God has for me in my future. I'm not going to forget where I come from, because guess what? That's my testimony. And my testimony, I'm going to be able to share it with somebody else. But yes, honey, if you think I'm better now than I was then, you are correct. Check. You get an A. I am better. Yes, and I am planning on being even better tomorrow than I am today. Keep walking that walk. Keep staying faithful. No matter what God has for you to do, just be obedient. Don't worry about why he picked you, the reasons why you can't do a thing. And don't think that someone else is better qualified for that position. Because if they was better qualified for it, guess what? God would have chose them. But he chose you. Be delighted in that in the midst of all of my imperfections, in the midst of all of my flaws, in the midst of all of the stuff that I have going on, God, you still chose me? I must be special. So now I have to retrain my thoughts and my words. And instead of saying, I don't know if I can do that, now I have to say, man, I'm this and you still want me to do it? Then I must be special. I must be somebody, because God, you know who I am. If I don't tell anyone else, you know who I am, and you still chose me. You still chose me. Don't think someone's better qualified for you. What God has for you is for you. Last, go out and take what God, has already said it's yours to have. He's already predestined it. He's already pre-planned it. He's already laid the floor plan out. Back in the day, there was a song called Walk It Out. And it was a hip-hop dance song. But that's so related to us right now. All God wants us to do is just walk out the plan. Walk out the plan that he has already put forth. He's already set it there. All you got to do is just walk it out. Just be like Nike. Just do it. Just do it. Well, church, I'd like to thank you all for this time. I bless God for being God. I bless God for his word. I bless God for him changing us. I bless God for elevating us. I bless God for changing our mindsets. I bless God for having us change from talking about it to being about it, from wondering a thing to doing a thing. We won't sit on the seat of do nothing. We will be about God's business. We will do what it is He have us to do. We will be in His will. We will do the will of God. And it's not for us. It's not for us. It's that God gets the glory. The things we go through aren't for us. It's for God to get the glory. The trouble we have is not for us. It's a testimony that we're going to be able to pull somebody else out. That ultimately, once again, God gets the glory. You see how it works? No matter what it is we do, at the end of the day, everything points to Him. Trouble points to Him. Success points to Him. Promotions point to Him. It's all about God, and it's all about His glory. So we bless God for this time, church. Give God a hand clap of praise. We can go ahead on and stand on our feet. We want to close out. Once again, please continue to pray for Pastor as she's in Maine. Pray for safe travels. She make it back home. And not only that she makes it back home, but she makes it back home different. That she makes it back home another level. That she makes it back home with newness in her spirit. Because when she's refreshed and when she's renewed and when she's revived, guess what happens? Amen. It flows downhill. So we bless God for it. Continue to pray for her. Continue to pray for each other. Church, I don't know if y'all know this, but we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. So get ready. Get ready to move. Already be in movement.